Welcome to YieldVerse, where money, power, and history collide. Napoleon Bonaparte is remembered as a military genius who reshaped Europe through force. But behind the thunder of cannons lay something colder and more calculated, a financial system that turned conquest into cash flow. At the height of his power, Napoleon controlled territories stretching from Spain to Poland and from the North Sea to southern Italy. His armies numbered in the hundreds of thousands. During the Russian campaign, the Grande Army mobilized over 600,000 troops, an unprecedented scale for Europe. Supplying such a force required staggering resources, yet France itself was not rich. When Napoleon seized power in 1799, the nation was financially shattered after revolution, debt, and hyperinflation. By the late 1780s, the French monarchy was drowning in debt, the 7 Years' War and support for the American Revolution had pushed liabilities to unsustainable levels. By 1788, interest payments consumed more than half of royal revenue. The monarchy fell not only because of ideology, but because it could no longer pay its bills. Revolutionary leaders attempted a solution: paper currency known as assignats, backed by confiscated church land. At first, it appeared clever. In practice, overprinting destroyed trust, inflation spiraled, savings vanished. The currency collapsed. France entered the Napoleonic era economically traumatized. Napoleon understood a crucial rule: permanent war requires financial stability. In 1800, he established the Bank of France to restore order. In 1803, he introduced a metallic currency backed by gold and silver, creating stability and credibility. Tax collection was centralized, corruption was reduced, government finances tightened. For a time, France even balanced its wartime budgets, but Napoleon refused to make French citizens bear the full cost of endless war. Instead, he exported the bill. After each victory, defeated states were forced to pay massive indemnities. Austria paid tens of millions of francs. After defeat, Prussia was forced into enormous contributions. These transfers could finance months of military operations. Napoleon's model was brutally efficient: conquer territory, impose indemnities and forced loans, station troops at the enemy's expense, extract supplies, grain, and horses, use those resources to fund the next campaign. War financed war. Across German states, Italy, Holland, and parts of Spain, France imposed structured financial obligations. This was not random looting. It was organized extraction, but the system had a fatal weakness: it required constant expansion. As long as France kept winning, new revenue streams opened. Each victory funded the next. The empire functioned like a leveraged growth strategy. Expansion covered liabilities. When expansion stopped, the liabilities remained. Napoleon also attempted economic warfare. In 1806, he launched the Continental System, banning European trade with Britain to cripple its economy. Instead, the policy disrupted Europe's own trade. Smuggling surged, black markets thrived, industries suffered. Russia's refusal to comply led to the catastrophic invasion of 1812. The campaign mobilized around 600,000 troops, the largest army Europe had ever seen. The cost was enormous. Supply lines stretched across vast distances. As winter descended, the army collapsed. Fewer than 100,000 effective troops returned. The financial consequences were devastating. No indemnities, no tribute, only loss. Napoleon's system depended on victory to generate revenue. Russia produced only depletion and collapse. Without expansion, France could no longer externalize the cost of war. Meanwhile, Britain followed a different path. Instead of relying on tribute, it financed war through public debt and deep capital markets. Investors trusted repayment. Debt became a strategic weapon. Subsidies funded coalitions across Europe. When Napoleon's armies retreated, indemnities stopped. France faced war expenses without external financing. The same structural crisis that had once toppled its monarchy. After Napoleon's defeat, the flow of money reversed. France was forced to pay massive reparations and host occupying forces. Until payment was secured, the empire that once extracted tribute now paid it. The wars reshaped European finance. Britain emerged with strengthened capital markets and global financial influence. Continental powers reformed taxation and administration. The lesson was clear: military power without sustainable financing is fragile. Napoleon did not fail because he ignored finance. He failed because his model depended on perpetual expansion. It was a growth strategy without a plateau. That lesson echoes today. Powerful nations still attempt to shift costs beyond their borders through sanctions, trade policies, and currency dominance. Systems built on constant expansion appear invincible until growth slows. Napoleon's empire was fast, innovative, and spectacular, but it required motion. When motion stopped, the bill arrived. History does not punish ambition, it punishes unsustainable financing. This is YieldVerse, where history reveals the hidden rules of money and power.